Today on News 18 at 5, Indiana is at the center of a political shakeup. Why Donald Trump selecting Mike Pence as his candidate for vice president is affecting much more than the race for governor.
A comfortable day today with temperatures in the upper 70s, low 80s. I'll let you know how long the cooler than average conditions will last and when we'll heat right back up.
And a nation mourns after a man in a delivery truck plows through a crowd of hundreds, killing more than 80 in Nice, France. We'll have the latest on the attack and the ongoing investigation coming up.
News 18 at 5 starts now. WLFI Lafayette. News from where you live.
Couldn't be more honored to have the opportunity to run with and serve with the next president of the United States.
It's official. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump has chosen Indiana Governor Mike Pence to be his running mate. Good afternoon. I'm Jeff Smith.
And I'm Gina Quattrochi. Thanks so much for joining us. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump shared his pick for vice president on Twitter this morning. He wrote, quote, "I am pleased to announce that I have chosen Governor Mike Pence as my presidential running mate," end quote.
Trump has announced that he and Governor Pence will make their first joint appearance tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. It'll be held at the New York Hilton in New York City.
That appearance had originally been scheduled for this morning at 11, but Trump postponed it out of deference to the terror attack in France last night. As Pence drops out of the race for governor, 3 new Republicans jump in with hopes to replace him.
And News 18's Kayla Sullivan reports who those interested candidates are and what they gave up in order to run for governor. Kayla?
It's like a game of musical chairs in the Republican Party. In order for U.S. Representative Susan Brooks, Congressman Todd Rokita, and Lieutenant Governor Eric Holcomb to run, they too had to withdraw from their respective races, causing this domino effect. So what comes next? Well, 22 Republican state committee members will have 30 days to decide who runs against Democrat John Gregg in the fall. The list of interested candidates could stop at 3, but up until 72 hours before the committee meets, anyone can declare interest in being considered as governor. Lieutenant Governor Holcomb and Congressman Rokita came to withdraw in person, but Congresswoman Brooks did not. Holcomb and Rokita took the opportunity to campaign for the spot.
But I know a lot of those people in that room, and I know they'll do an open process with integrity that's blessed by law, and that's what we need to have the confidence for the Hoosier vote in the fall.
I'll work as hard as it's necessary, and no one, I don't think, has ever questioned my work ethic. I learned that very early on in the United States Navy.
Rokita says he will focus more on jobs and the economy rather than social issues, saying persuading people on social issues is really the job of churches and nonprofits. Holcomb says his experience in and out of the governor's office solving the issues is what he plans to focus on. Brooks just sent out a statement congratulating Pence and announcing her decision to pursue his position. Tonight at 6, hear more from Holcomb and Rokita about their hopes to be governor. Kayla Sullivan, News 18.
All right, Kayla, thank you. Trump's vice presidential pick has created a ripple effect through Indiana's government, and a local lawmaker is now eyeing the open spot for U.S. Congress. Republican State Senator Ron Alting is considering running for the District 4 position left open by Congressman Todd Rokita. Alting says right now he's waiting to talk to state Senate leadership for advice. He also says because of the unique situation, the state is still working to figure out the proper protocol for those who want to file for the congressional position. And Alting says although he would miss serving in the Indiana Senate, if he chooses to run and is elected, he says he'd bring a common sense approach on the issues facing America. News 18 asked Republican State Senator Brant Hirschman if he would consider a run for Congress. Hirschman says he feels very fortunate to be able to serve in the Indiana Senate, but with all the changes coming to Indiana's government, he says he feels best continuing to serve in his Senate position.
There needs to be a steady hand at the helm to make sure that we continue on that record of success. And so for now, it's best if I stay in the Senate as the tax chairman and the majority leader.
We need to work more in a bipartisan way. We need to look at solutions rather than mudslinging. We need to listen to our constituents and answer their call. We need to take a conservative approach, particularly in the budget.
Alting says if Congressman Rokita is not on the ballot for governor, he will not run for Congress. He says that's out of respect for the congressman. Now, Alting says Republican State Senator Randy Head has also announced he may run for the congressional position. Boone County Prosecutor Todd Meyer also expressed interest.
Well, it took little time for Democrat Hillary Clinton to respond to the Mike Pence news. Her campaign has already released an attack ad. It starts off by asking, "Think Trump is divisive?" Meet his new running mate, Mike Pence. It goes on to attack Pence for last year's Religious Freedom Restoration Act and its impact on the state economy. It also mentions his efforts to defund Planned Parenthood.
Are you willing to hold up this entire budget over defunding Planned Parenthood?
Well, of course I am.
Now, that ad goes on to say Pence is bad for women's health and immigrants. It ends with, quote, Donald Trump and Mike Pence building a great big beautiful wall between America and progress.
Turkey's prime minister says a group within Turkey's military has engaged in what appeared to be an attempted coup. The prime minister didn't provide details, but said Turkey would never allow any, quote, initiative that would interrupt democracy, end quote. Earlier, military jets were heard flying over the capital, Ankara. Media reports said ambulances were seen in front of Turkey's military headquarters.
And we're learning more this afternoon about the man behind the deadly truck attack yesterday in Nice, France.
84 people were killed, including at least 2 Americans, and more than 200 others were hurt. Jonathan Vigliotti reports from Nice, France.
Police towed away the truck that brought terror to the streets of Nice.
I seen one guy actually running, sobbing, crying. We've seen people holding babies, screaming.
The truck plowed through hundreds of pedestrians who had gathered to watch the Bastille Day fireworks on the city's main promenade. Police killed the driver after he started shooting at them.
He was trying to shoot the police to defend himself. And the police started shooting, and at that time, they pushed me away.
CBS News has confirmed the man behind the wheel was Mohamed Louij Boulel, a 31-year-old French citizen born in Tunisia. He was not on any terror watch list and only had small run-ins with police, including a road rage conviction. Neighbors say the father of 3 was not a religious man and that he was getting divorced and was recently fired from his job. French President Francois Hollande said dozens of people are in critical condition. Among the victims, an American father and son, 51-year-old Sean Copeland and 11-year-old Brody from the Austin, Texas area. The mile-long section of the promenade where the attack happened is closed and will likely remain shut down into Saturday. President Obama spoke about the deadly attack from the White House.
It's not just the United States of America, but the entire world that stands in solidarity with the people of France during this difficult time.
There will be vigils and rallies held throughout the weekend as France marks 3 days of national mourning beginning tomorrow. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, Nice, France.
The Indiana Department of Child Services has just released the state's latest child fatality data. It came out on Wednesday. The numbers are alarming, especially for Tippecanoe County. The report comes from state fiscal year 2014 and shows DCS reviewed a total of 239 child death cases. A report was also compiled for 66 child deaths stemming from abuse or neglect, with children 1 year and younger were the primary victims. Coming in behind Marion and Lake counties, Tippecanoe County ranked number 3 in the state for the highest occurrence of abuse and neglect fatalities. Donna Avolt is the Tippecanoe County coroner. She says the community can help prevent these tragedies.
If you see something, say something. The same as if you saw your next door neighbor dealing drugs, you would call law enforcement. If you see that a child is truly being abused, either verbally or physically, call 911.
To see the full 2014 report, you can visit our website at WLFI.com.
After nearly 2 years, the handoff of the Indiana Bicentennial torches took place today on Purdue's campus. As News 18 has previously reported, Purdue students and faculty were put in charge of the design and construction of the torches. The students, faculty, and members of Alcoa and SIA were all part of the event. So far, 18 of the 130 torches have been made. Project manager Timothy Porpon says the torch has many special features, but it's the camera the torchbearers are able to operate that he is really excited about.
They can take photos of what they're looking at, or they can take selfies, which we assume will happen quite often. But really, the idea is documenting Indiana in 2016 through the eyes of the torch.
Fort Pond says all of the flames on the torches have been designed to withstand winds of up to 30 miles per hour, but the two that will be driven around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, they're able to withstand winds up to 200 miles per hour.
Wow, that's a pretty fancy selfie stick right there, isn't it?
It's fascinating,
Yeah.
complete with a torch.
That's going to be cool. All right, the Major League Baseball All-Star break officially in the past. The second half of the season beginning today.
A Lafayette native in action this evening in St. Louis, and that's where we find Sports 18's Andrew Pogar, who is live at Busch Stadium with more for us tonight. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Gina, we are live at Busch Stadium, and I am joined by former McCutcheon Maverick and Purdue standout Nick Wickren. Nick, thanks so much for taking the time to join me. I first want to ask you, how has your life changed since being called up to the Marlins back in April?
It's been a crazy road trip. I mean, just going down and up, and then you know, the travel is different. Obviously the play is definitely different and stuff. And you know, down there I'm in closing roles and throwing like big innings, and then come up here and you know, you have to work your way up basically.
How has that adjustment been for you?
It's been pretty well. You know, I've been throwing some different games and everything every once in a while, bases loaded, like against Cubs and stuff like that. So it's been a work in progress basically. But you know, I've got my confidence up.
What's it like being in the same clubhouse as a guy like Barry Bonds, Ichiro, and Giancarlo Stanton, who just won the Home Run Derby? What's that like for you?
It's fun. It's a lot of knowledge running around. I mean, you can literally ask anyone about anything. We have Matty in there, we have Barry in there, then Ichi, Juan Nieves, who he has a no-hitter up here. So, you know, you have batting problems or pitching problems, go to either one.
Thanks so much for joining me. Best of luck the rest of the way. We'll have more coming up at 6 here from Busch Stadium. Reporting live from Busch Stadium, I'm Andrew Pogar for Sports 18.
Good to see a local guy doing
That's
so well.
Right. Good luck Marlins tonight, right?
Absolutely. There are a lot of events going on around Greater Lafayette this weekend, and it looks like the weather will cooperate.
So let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Cameron Hopman. He's working on his forecast.
That's right, Jeff. Gina, things are looking very nice for dancing and cruising in the streets, not to mention the Tippecanoe County 4-H Fair this weekend. I'll let you know how long the beautiful conditions are expected to last and when that next round of rainfall will spoil your plans. I'll make my full forecast after the break.
This summer, zero in on a Nissan. Save big with 0% for 72 months on Altima and Rogue, and no payments for 90 days. Plus, get $500 bonus cash or zero in on a low $189 per month lease on Rogue. Hurry, now's the time to zero in on big savings. 0% financing, no payments for 90 days, and $500 bonus cash ends soon.
When Louise is happy, she likes to bake cookies. And right now, Louise is happy. You see, an hour ago, her thermostat was on the fritz, the temperature in here was unbearable, and Louise was beside herself. So she called the professionals at 1 hour. Sean came by, saved the day. Now he's eating cookies, and Louise is reflecting on the fact that sometimes a skilled tradesman can look an awful lot like a superhero.
Mike, not the cape.
Sorry, Sean. For smart, dependable technicians, call 1 hour. You gonna eat all those?
I might.
Superheroes.
Unclaimed freight notice this weekend at American Freight. Over 1,000 truckloads of living room furniture. 7-piece living room groups that include a sofa, love seat, coffee table, 2 end tables, and 2 designer lamps. You get all 7 pieces from only $398 complete. Free layaway, same-day delivery. Come to the loading docks this weekend only at American Freight in Lafayette. 3233 Teal Road next to Pizza Hut. 474-2111. That's 474-2111.
Hi, my name's Jeremy. Been here at More and More Smiles for a few years. The place is great. My kids and I all come here. Dr. Cameron, all his staff's great. One of the big things is my kids and I have been coming here. They've never left crying. That's definitely a big deal. Since the very first time we came in, we've had a good experience, and we're customers here at More and More Smiles for life.
For sedation, family, and cosmetic dentistry, see why so many choose More and More Smiles. Show us your teeth, baby.
Tracking storms and keeping you safe is our main priority, and we know severe weather can happen anywhere at any time. So when you see storms developing, report it. Show us exactly what's happening on the ground while we have our eye on the sky. Submit your weather pictures or video through the WLFI app or on WLFI.com by clicking on the Report It tab. Shoot your weather photos and video to keep us one step ahead of the storm with News 18 and Report It.
And now, your Precision 18 forecast. News 18. Weather from where you live.
A pretty nice day out there today. It's all thanks to the cold front that rolled across the region late last night and early this morning. And as that cold front continues to push further off to the southeast, that cooler, drier air mass flows in behind it, driven southward by a round of high pressure off across parts of Iowa as well as Minnesota. That's bringing the strong northwesterly winds in. The good news is, despite the isolated rainfall to our north, we should be staying dry in Greater Lafayette. Temperatures below average today, seeing the upper 70s, low 80s across the viewing area. Still holding on to 83 in Dayton. We're at 79 right now, Star City, 82 degrees in Kirkland. Here in Lafayette, scattered cloud cover, but very comfortable conditions out there, to say the least, especially considering where we have been over the last few days. 80 degrees your high temperature in Lafayette today. That's 5 degrees below average, back down to 79 degrees right now. Winds from the northwest 13 miles per hour. Humidity relatively low, so that heat index only feeling like 81 degrees as you step out the door this evening. So there's the frontal boundary, that cold front off to our south. Notice here at home, staying primarily dry. Any of those isolated rain showers, we're not going to be dealing with rain tonight. We should be seeing dry conditions your Friday as well as your Saturday. Our next real chance for rainfall not arriving until Sunday. That high pressure system continues to sink southward throughout the evening hours, supplying us with pretty clear skies as we get towards early tomorrow morning. Maybe a few light clouds lingering into the overnight hours. Your snapshot forecast, Mark Gardner setting this morning's beautiful backdrop. From this morning, the sunrise there. Temperatures falling off from 77 degrees to 63 degrees by midnight. Northerly winds throughout as well, driving temperatures from 63 by midnight all the way to 55 just during the pre-dawn hours early tomorrow morning. And I tell you what, Saturday, a beaut. It's going to be an absolutely gorgeous day. A lot of events going on throughout the viewing area. We have dancing and cruising in the streets tomorrow afternoon. We have the Tippecanoe County 4-H Fair occurring as well, and that high pressure system kicking off to the east of us. And as it pushes east, notice how it spins. It's going to bring some southerly winds back to the region late tomorrow evening, but that really won't have any effect on the forecast. Things looking very nice. See the warm front off to the west of us as well. That warm front eventually bringing rain chances back to the viewing area. The good news is, all in all, tomorrow looking very nice. A high temperature tomorrow, 80 degrees in West Lafayette, so even just on where we were today. 79 your high temperature in Winnemac, 81 degrees your high in Crawfordsville. Now, we'll hit that high temperature around 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, but if you are headed dancing and cruising in the streets, here's your dancing and cruising forecast. 77 degrees as the event kicks off, 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Notice 75 degrees, that's at 8, that's when the cruise takes place. And then towards the end of the night, as Kansas is finally wrapping up, probably playing Wayward Son, 65 degrees at 11 p.m. Winds from the southeast at that time, 0 to 5 miles per hour. By Sunday, a high temperature back up around 85. I mentioned that warm front that's going to flex across the region, bringing scattered showers, maybe a few thunderstorms after dinner time on Sunday. By Monday, a high temperature all the way back up to 88. Now, we are tracking an inbound cold front that could bring scattered showers and thunderstorms, but also some cooler conditions. Tuesday, Wednesday looking very nice. 84 both of those days. We do bounce back up to around 87 by next Thursday.
Well, a good job today. I like the Friday.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful today. Tomorrow looking even nicer.
All right.
Just ahead, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, new information about the Zika virus.
What the agency now knows about how the virus can be transmitted when we come back.
It's our 55th anniversary at DeFal Chevrolet, and we're celebrating with up to 20% off. That's right, up to 20% off a Chevy Silverado. That's over $10,000 in savings. And with the best selection in town, you'll always save big on our pre-owned and certified. Are you a farmer or small business? See our Business Elite team today. Get great deals paired with the best customer service only at DeFal Chevrolet, just like we've offered for 55 years.
Denver Mattress is proud to introduce the new Tempur-Breeze.
What I love about the Tempur-Breeze bed, it's cool. So you're not too hot, too cold, it's like perfect.
You just get in and it naturally adapts to your body and creates the perfect temperature for you.
Sleep cooler, wake more refreshed. Discover the new Tempur-Breeze at Denver Mattress. With 6 years, no interest financing, Tempur-Pedic mattress sets start as low as $28 per month. Now at Denver Mattress, your Tempur-Pedic elite retailer.
From the first building block to the last coat of paint, Menards is here to help with an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices, so you can finish your latest project and start planning the next big thing. Bring comfort to your home with an 11% rebate on ceiling fans. Check out Menards' huge selection of ceiling fans from Hunter and Turn of the Century. Save big money and get an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices, now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Mara Shoe Shop carries shoes, boots, outerwear, and protective wear for men, women, and children too. We have over 30 lines including Carhartt, Timberland, Keen, Red Wing, and now boots from the original Muck Boot Company. And with our shoemobiles, we can even come to your place of work. Not so fast.
I think I'll be doing the driving for the time being.
Mara Shoe Shop, serving your needs for over 95 years. Just around the block.
Bad things happen to good people. That's when you need the experience and expertise the Cook Law Firm provides. Serving Lafayette and the surrounding communities for over 40 years. People you can depend on. People you can trust. Personal injury trial attorneys who fight for victims of serious injury and wrongful death. The Cook Law Firm. Attorneys for injured people. 423-5628.
Daily since 1969, Haley's Lock, Safe and Key has provided expertise and solutions when dealing with residential or commercial security needs. Whether you're looking for a safe, seeking access solutions, or in need of automotive keys, nobody can serve you better than Haley's.
One-on-one service and simply the best solutions. We've been providing it daily for more than 40 years.
Haley's Lock, Safe and Keys. Call, visit, or find us online. 2 locations, Crawfordsville and Lafayette.
You're watching News 18 at 5. News from where you live.
New concerns today about how the mosquito-borne Zika virus can be transmitted.
Brooke Silva Braga reports on the latest research the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is releasing.
For the first time, a woman has infected a male partner with the Zika virus through sex.
It's not especially surprising. It's good to have it documented that this kind of transmission can occur, and it makes Zika more like other STDs that we know about.
Health officials say the woman in her 20s returned to New York City from a Zika-affected area. Her male partner had not traveled outside the U.S. this year.
They had sexual intercourse just before she began to develop symptoms. And we know that this is a time when people infected with Zika are reaching the highest levels of virus in their blood.
Mosquitoes usually spread the virus. There have been cases of sexual transmission, but until now, all were men transmitting the virus to their partners. So far, more than 1,300 people in the U.S. have been infected with Zika, almost all while traveling. More than 300 cases have been reported here in New York City alone. This new case has spurred more guidance for pregnant women.
Our current recommendation is for men who have pregnant partners to use barrier methods or abstain if there's a risk of Zika transmission. And we're now going to be extending that to include couples where the sexual partner is female.
The biggest concern is for pregnant women because the virus can cause severe birth defects, including microcephaly, where babies are born with abnormally small heads, as well as other problems. Brooke Silva Braga for CBS News, New York.
Since 1983, Lafayette ENT has cared for the ear, nose, and throat problems of both children and adults. With most evaluations, testing, x-rays, and treatments, including surgeries performed on site, you'll enjoy lower costs, experience more convenience, and receive the intimate care you deserve. Call today and schedule your appointment. Lafayette ENT. committed to providing the best care to every patient, every visit.
Gibson Furniture is a short drive from anywhere. Located in Boswell, you'll get a bigger variety with hometown prices. Gibson specializes in bedroom suites. You spend a third of your life in bed. So Gibson's Furniture reminds you to change your mattress every 10 years for maximum comfort and maximum enjoyment. See Gibson's double-sided mattresses, padded on both sides, adjustable beds, or the Tempagel forms to your body. See us before you buy. Gibson Furniture on Old 41 in Boswell, Indiana.
Scam artists are targeting Indiana senior citizens. They ask for your Medicare number or offer free medical equipment you don't really need, and it's costing millions. But the Senior Medicare Patrol is fighting back. Learn how to fight Medicare fraud. To report Medicare fraud or to volunteer, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 800-986-3505 or visit indianasmp.org. This commercial funded by a grant from the U.S. Administration for Community Living.
Hey Brittany, what are you going to be when you grow up?
I'm going to be a pop star. We're soaring.
Yeah, sure.
So what are you going to be?
I'm going to be a rocket scientist.
And your parents can afford that?
They can now. They just had Edwards Heating and Cooling install a new Bryant geothermal comfort system. It's the most efficient way to heat and cool your home. The money they'll save on energy is off the charts.
Call Edwards Heating and Cooling today at 446-9966.
I'm not really going to be a rocket scientist. I'm going to work at Edwards Heating and Cooling.
Hey, it's the 25th annual Dancing and Cruising in the Streets on Saturday, July 16th. Come on downtown and join News 18 for a night of classic cars, great eats from local food and drink vendors, and a performance by the legendary band Kansas. Dancing and Cruising in the Streets, downtown Lafayette, July 16 from 4 to 11 p.m. Don't miss it. WLFI Text Alerts, delivering breaking news to your mobile device. Sign up today on WLFI.com. You're watching News 18 at 5. News from where you live.
4-H fair season is upon us, and while most people think of midways with rides, the Carroll 4-H Fair's focus is on the youth projects and participation. Although the fair has no rides, there are still games and food vendors to enjoy, as well as a wide variety of exhibits and livestock from more than 600 participants. Carroll County 4-H Exhibit Association member Scott Wagner says he benefited from taking part in 4-H and sees the positive impact it's made on his daughter, who has participated over the last 9 years.
It doesn't have to be an animal project. It doesn't have to be a building project. It can be anything in between. So it gives a child a chance to really learn, develop, and then find out what they love in life.
The Carroll County 4-H Fair kicked off today in Flora. It will wrap up on Saturday, July 23rd.
I love fair season.
I love fairs. Everything about the fair.
Yeah, and
so fun.
our fair kicks off tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, right?
Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
Queen
with the
contest.
You'll be there.
I'll be there. And you guys will be dancing.
That's right.
We'll have it all covered.
We got it.
Thanks for joining us this afternoon. We'll see you back here at 6.
We'll see you then.